Ethan Cole, a college journalism student from Chicago, came to Ravenbrook to investigate small-town myths for a podcast series. He didn't believe in legends. "Old towns always have stories," he said, setting up his recorder near the clock tower. It was a quiet night. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that makes even streetlights feel suspicious. A local diner owner warned him, "Don't stay near that tower before midnight." Ethan smiled. Why? What happens before midnight? The man didn't answer. He just walked away. Ethan checked his phone. 11:37 p.m., perfect timing for recording. He aimed his mic at the tower. Testing. 1, 2. Dong. Ethan froze. He looked up. The clock face still read 11:37 p.m. He laughed nervously. Okay, that was weird. Maybe pigeons or something inside the bell. Dong. Again. This time, louder. No wind, no birds, no movement anywhere in town. Just that sound. And the clock still didn't change. Ethan noticed something worse. The entire street had gone silent. No cars, no dogs, no hum of electricity. Even the diner's neon sign across the street stopped buzzing. He called out, "Hello?" No answer. Then he checked his phone. No signal. No Wi-Fi. Just a blank bar. That's when the third chime hit. Dong. And the streetlights flickered out one by one, like something was counting down. Ethan turned toward the clock tower. At its base, there was a small iron door. He had walked past it earlier, but now it looked slightly open. A thin line of darkness leaked from inside, like the tower was breathing. Against every instinct, Ethan stepped closer. Okay, this is just a story for the podcast, he muttered, but his voice didn't echo. Inside the tower, sound felt absorbed. He pushed the door. It opened. The inside of the clock tower was nothing like he expected. It wasn't wood or stone. It was a narrow staircase wrapped around something massive. Gears, huge, interlocking gears that moved, even though the clock outside still showed 11:39 p.m. Ethan whispered, "This isn't possible." Then he heard footsteps above him. Slow, deliberate. Someone was inside. A man stood halfway up the stairs. He wore an old railroad-style coat, like something from the 1950s. His face was calm, but tired, like he hadn't slept in years. "You shouldn't be here before midnight," the man said. Ethan backed up slightly. "Who are you?" The man looked at the gears. "I'm the reason this town never skips time." Ethan frowned. "That doesn't make sense." The man nodded. "It didn't used to." The man led Ethan higher into the tower. The gears grew louder, faster. The sound was no longer random. It felt structured, like a heartbeat. At the top chamber, Ethan saw the main mechanism of the clock. But something was wrong. The hands weren't moving smoothly. They were stuck, between seconds. The man said quietly, 10 years ago, I tried to fix a stuck gear at 11:59 p.m., Ethan asked. So? The man's expression darkened. I slipped. The mechanism engaged while I was still inside it. Ethan blinked. You got trapped? The man shook his head. Not me. He pointed at the clock. The minute did. A deep, heavy dong echoed through the tower. But outside, the clock still showed 11:41 p.m. Ethan stepped back. That means what? The clock is broken? The man shook his head slowly. It stuck trying to finish the minute I interrupted. Another chime. Dong. Dong. The entire tower trembled. Ethan's phone suddenly turned on by itself. Recording started, even though he hadn't touched it. The man looked at him. It needs a witness when it completes. Completes what? Ethan asked. But the stairs behind him were gone. Just darkness. No exit. The gears began spinning violently. The clock outside finally changed. 11:59 p.m. Ethan's breathing quickened. "This is insane." The man stepped back. "When it hits midnight, don't look away." Ethan shouted, "Why me?" But the answer didn't come. Only the countdown did. 11, 59, 58. 11, 59, 59. Everything went silent. Even the gears stopped. 1 second stretched like forever. Then, dong, a single, earth-shaking chime. Ethan woke up outside, sitting on the sidewalk in front of the clock tower. Morning sunlight, birds chirping, normal town noise. Everything was back, his phone still recording. He played the video. Most of it was normal. Until the end. Right before the chime, a shadow appeared behind him in the footage, standing still, watching. And then, just before the recording ended, a faint sound between frames. Dong. In Ravenbrook, people still say, the clock only chimes at midnight, never before. But Ethan now knows the truth. It tries to chime earlier, every night, waiting for someone to finish what was never completed.